Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 5-7 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. The Coast to Coast Racing League 358 Modifieds, Pro Late Models, and the 360 Sprint Cars. It's another Monday night here on this fine year as the Coast to Coast Racing League presents another edition of Monday Night Madness. And we're at the home of where all dirt roads lead to, and that, of course, is Charlotte Motor Speedway, the home of the World Finals, where we'll see the Open 358s, the Rebels and Renegades, take part in an extra points race for tonight. We are excited for this one. We're so glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you. Go Yankees and go Bills. Zach Chapman's alongside me, and I know what he's saying.
Yeah, go Commanders, man. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get to root for the Pirates in the postseason, but I can hope.
Hey, y'all got that good pitcher, so who knows what will happen with Paul Skeens down the road. But anyway, we got racing
He'll
here
be
on
in the pinstripes.
Yes.
I'll answer that for you.
But anyway, we got racing here tonight on this Monday night, and it's points action we got going on. We begin things off with our Open 358. And right now, as we take a look at the point standings coming on in, it's a really tight battle between three drivers, Sam Bachman, Anthony Morano, and Isaac Salas.
Yeah, and you know, two of those drivers have something in common. They have an FTM on the side of it, and boy, would Isaac love to beat those guys. But, you know, I mean, they race so well together, Marty, that, you know, it's really like those two cars really do race as one. It's hard to get around one guy. I mean, they're normally so tucked in together, working through traffic. So Isaac's got his work cut out for him here tonight.
Absolutely. As we're at the halfway point here in this season, the points coming in, no drops in effect right now. We'll start to be doing that probably next week or two, giving you how the standings look if 2 drops were in place today. Bachman right now up 2 points on Anthony Morano, while Isaac Salas is third. He is 49 points behind the driver of the 107. Let's look at the times right now in practice. Right now, the man up top, they call him the Philly Flyer, and he's very good at these long, tight tracks. Trevor Giroux with a 15.447. He's the quickest after practice as we get set for qualifying. 21 drivers with us tonight, so we'll have 3 heats of, I believe, 7, 7, and 7. So that's how the things will look. As always, drivers with 2 minutes of qualifying time to put up a fast lap as quick as possible. Because we have 3 heats, we'll be watching out for the drivers in 10th through 12th. They will be your pole sitters for each of the heats. And of course, Zach, track position always means everything.
Yeah, it really does. I was trying to see who was going to win the infamous race off pit road here, Marty. No Brandon Templeton tonight, so it could have been anyone's game here. But, you know, you can't mess up here. And at the same time, you know, Marty, they invert the top 4. You may not want to qualify second or third either. First, of course, take the points. But, man, oh, man, you want to hit that invert right.
Randall Dixon was the first driver on the track as he completes his first lap. We'll check his time out. Michael Vitale, the quickest, 16:11. Randall Dixon goes 16:28. Isaac Salas puts her to the top at a 16:07 in his Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series machine. Sam Bachman now goes quick time, 16:02. Dixon looks to answer back, though, and he moves up to 7th quick at a 16:16. Anthony Morano goes 6th quickest. Right now it's Barker, Rayom, and Boussois on the bumps, on the good starting spots right now at the moment. Bach is quickest after 2 laps. Michael Vitale done. Brian Dickens done. Joseph Grandy, I believe, is coming off of turn number 4 right now. Hunter Grandy, the checkered flag. Lap number 2, it's a little bit slower. The big dog, Ryan Beagle, just went up to 10th quickest at a 16:17. Not bad of a lap for him. Randy Shreves just jumped up to 12th quick, 16:21, down to 13th with Kelly Wheeler up to 8th at a 16:15. Trevor Giroux now underway with his first lap in qualifying. 15 seconds left to go, so this will be the only time the Philly Flyer will put up here. Dixon, Beagle, and Wentz looking at pole sitting spots in the heat races. Here they come. Giroux across the line. 12th, he gets the pole in heat 3 with a 16:17. Sam Bachman, the quickest. Randall Dixon will start on pole in heat race number 1. And so let's meet the drivers for our first heat race of the night. This heat race brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. The Bandit, Randall Dixon, on pole position, as we mentioned in the 011. Next to him, it's Hunter Grant, Joseph Grandy in the 518. Row number 2, Dean Reynolds in the 79. Next to him, it's Sam Bachman in the 107. Row number 3, Logan Wentz in the 118. And the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Final driver on the grid here this evening, Ludovic Boussois in the 072. So as we get set to go for racing here tonight, Zach, who do you have on your eye on for the pole position?
Well, I mean, you know, Joseph Grandy starting on the outside of the... Oh, cat got my tongue there. Sorry, Marty. Joseph Grandy starting on the outside of the front row. You got to think that 518 is going to be the guy to beat. But the 007 there, he's leading, or, you know, he's in that hunt for the points for a reason. So Sam knows he's got to get as many as he can here. He's got to be aggressive.
I'm going to keep my eye on Randall Dixon because one of the last times he started near the front at Charlotte, he won the feature based off of track position. But anyway, here we go. Winner on pole for our 30-lap feature. Heat 1 is green. Good jump from Dixon in the 011. Sam Bachman looks to thread the needle 3 wide. Grandy shuts the door on both the FTM drivers of Bachman and Reynolds. Here they come off at turn number 4. The Bandit, Randall Dixon, leads the opening lap. Here comes Bachman, though, high, wide, and handsome for second, Zach.
Yeah, trying to build up all that momentum he can through 1 and 2, and he's got a big run going on the backstretch, but not enough to clear the 518 just yet and think about throwing that slider. Might get a good enough run coming out of 4.
Everybody makes the show regardless because of the 21 drivers we have tonight. Logan Wentz, Pete's underneath his FDM teammate of Dino for that 4th position. Let's see if he get it. May go for the 2-for-1 discount. If he sends it underneath on Joseph Grandy, the 518, good gas on corner exit. But Reynolds had to lift. That helps out Logan take P4, Zach.
Yeah, but that Red Rocket's trying to build up momentum on that top shelf here, Marty. He's coming back on the top strong. He's going to throw it in. Can Logan get 2 for 1? They're both going to cross over.
Almost had it there for just a moment. Grandy has 3rd, and I think Wentz edged out Dino for the 4th position. We're halfway home, though. It's all Randall Dixon. Quickest lap of this one. At a 16:08, leads by a quarter of a second on Sam Bachman, but everyone's watching this battle for 3rd. Grandy has it over Reynolds and Wentz.
Yeah, for now, but for as long as the 79 shows him the right side, but lifts and lets him carry on. But still, Marty, 2 laps here coming out of 4 this time. Plenty of time for these guys to get into trouble.
Dino had second thoughts of that, that's for sure. All this battling happening for 3rd is allowing Boussois to pull in and kind of allowing the top 2 to pull away. But Bachman all over the spoiler of the 011. We're coming to the white flag this time, Zach. Who's going to start on pole? Oh! Hang out there, Randall. Bachman caught the bumper of Dixon and finds a way to save it. Grandy looks underneath for the 2nd position. This is the battle for pole position here tonight. Dixon tries to slam the door on Bachman. Dino sends it underneath on Grandy. They're 3 wide for 3rd, but Dixon's the one that starts on pole. What a finish to close out Heat 1.
Yeah, hats off to Sam Bachman there. Runs him hard, gets into the back of him, does the right thing, lets him gather it up, and, plenty of time to race in the feature. But, Marty, they set the bar high there in heat race number 1.
We now move on to heat race number 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspection, proud partner of Brian Lawson and the entire Venom Racing team. The big dog, Ryan Beagle on pole position, the 84. Next to him, it's Kelly Wheeler in the 110. Row number 2, Brian Dickens in the 122, and Isaac Sala, slide job in the 5. Row 3, it's Randy Shreves in the 56, and slide job Scott Rayome in the 4. Rounding out the grid tonight, Bob DeGood in car number 7. Let's know who you're rooting for in the chat here tonight. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, one of the most famous tracks here, obviously, on iRacing we're at tonight, Marty. What a better track here for the big dog to shake off some rust here and start on the pole in heat race number 2. Look for the 84 here to start on the outside of the front row for the feature.
I don't know. It's probably just me, but it looks like Beagle's car kind of resembles Alex Jankowski's 84Y paint job. But that's probably just me. Anyway, set to come to the green flag. Winner starts in the front row next to Randall Dixon. We're underway. Good jump by Beagle as he tries to clear Kelly Wheeler. Now Isaac Salas, good run on corner exit. Sends it underneath on Wheeler. Salas may go 2 for 1. Watch out, Ryan Beagle. You got company to 358 Legend. Meanwhile, Scott Rayome in the wall in the back of the pack. And the FTM Express will have to start for the back. Salas, contact with Beagle. Up there goes the 84.
Yeah, Salas clipped that tire on the entry of 1 and 2. And I know Beagle's not going to be happy about it. But, man, Isaac definitely didn't intentionally do that.
On board Salas as he challenges the 122 for the race lead on corner exit. Nice run by the 5. Looks low on Brian Dickens. Peeks up to that door. Pulls up to it, I should say. Kelly Wheeler still back in this mess, though. Salas.
Oh, man, Isaac. Yeah, he's trying to make a lane up there, Marty. Getting into the wall even through 1 and 2. But you see, carried a big run, still had momentum, and Dickens has to remember that. He's got to go up there. He's got to shut the door.
That corner exit, though, off of turn 2, not what Salas wanted. Here comes Wheeler downstairs for second. Nothing he can do there. Salas with the drive once again. He likes to exit high off the corners, then try and look low underneath his teammates, but underneath his adversaries, just because of how much speed you can get on that off of the corner here at Charlotte.
Yeah, and Isaac, he's going to have a big run here. This is the time to do it.
Slide job, Salas. This time he makes the pass clean. Dickens with the crisscross. Dead even at the line. I think it was Dickens at the stripe, though. But Salas, the quickest car on track at a 16:08 with 2 laps to go, Zach. Great exit again for the 5. Now, does Dickens send it underneath? No. Great defense from Salas. 1 lap to go.
Yeah, just didn't have the run. He had a chance to shut the door on Isaac through 1 and 2, but thought better of it and stayed down low and realized, hey, finishing second's a lot better than finishing at the tail end of this thing.
Here comes Salas into turns number 3 and 4, using that slider line. And it's Salas that starts the outside of the front row. Isaac takes the win in Heat 2. Dick in second, Wheeler third, Shreves fourth, DeGood fifth, Beagle sixth, and Rayome in seventh. Jason Butterfield definitely happy in chat seeing Isaac take the win. We now move on to Heat 3, brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Here's the starting lineup. The Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux on pole position, the 75. Next to him, it's the 2 car of Harold Klump. Row number 2, the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano, in a new paint job on the number 32. Next to him, it's the Jokester, Michael Vitale, in the 213. Row number 3, Dylan Kinsey. Kinsey's in the 639, and it's Bud Molyneux in the 883. Rounding out the grid, it's Gary Sigelkow in the 25. I'm absolutely personally going to be rooting for Anthony Morano in that 32 because he's got the Epilepsy Foundation logo on the side. And as someone that actually suffers from epilepsy too, it's a tough thing, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely cool oh, go ahead, Marty. My apologies.
Luckily, on my end, I have not had a seizure since 2022. We get set to go green for our final heat race of the night. The Maurer Farm Management Heat underway. Winner starts the inside of row 2. Oh, Giroux with a mega send already at the drop of Barney's green flag. Here comes Morano looking for the 2-for-1 discount through past Harold Klump. Now can he get past Trevor Giroux for the race lead? They're door-to-door off of the corner, and it's Giroux that edges out for lap 1.
Yeah, just remember, Marty, open setups here, and there is a sliver of tack down there. Don't think that 32 didn't throw high gear in that thing thinking he was going to rip the bottom. Look at him just searching and just finding room where nobody else has looked all night.
And he knows the shorter way around with these open 358s better than anybody else. That was a lap time 2/10 better than Giroux, Klump, or Vitale, as they each ran 16:41s last time by. Morano able to clear Giroux into the corner.
Yeah, and he feels confident on the bottom, Marty. Isn't floating up, doesn't feel like he needs to shut the door, but he may have to soon because the Philly Flyer, he's cracking the whip on that horse. He's got to run in 1 and 2.
Giroux trying to go to work at the 75, decides to take the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Try and take some notes out of Isaac Salas' playbook. But the thing is, just Morano just too good on the outside, on the low line. And man, look how close he was to hitting those Uke tires too.
Yeah, people don't realize how hard that is, Marty. I mean, the force feedback on these wheels, getting that close to the tire and feeling that comfortable. I mean, that's just a talent that not many guys have.
2 laps to go in heat race number 3. Morano still racking off quick laps, but that last time though, Trevor Giroux was the quickest man on the track. We still watch the race for third between Vitale, Kinsey, and Harold Klump. There's the Jokester with a big send into turn number 3. See if he can pick up some ground. Didn't really though. 1 lap to go. It's a battle between Morano and Giroux for this heat win.
Yeah, now if the Philly Flyer can get a runoff here, he does, Marty. We're going to have a battle. He figured it out through 3 and 4 on the bottom last time.
Slide job by Giroux. Morano counters it back. Bumper to bumper. The Philly Flyer with the last lap pass. 0.04 of a second on Morano.
Yeah, the 32 took him to school there for a couple laps. Finally, the Philly Flyer took the bottom in 3 and 4, and boy, did he hook up with 2 to go.
We're going to step aside here for warm-ups to get our first break of the night. When we come back, it's 30 laps for the Open 358s right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as warm-ups continue here. Anthony Morano currently the quickest driver on track at a 16:13. Isaac Salas is second, a thousandth off of Morano. Dean Reynolds is fifth at a 16:19. Scott Rayone, Brian Dickens, Sam Bachman, Randall Dixon, each riding with a 16:23. What are drivers taking a look at here going to the feature here? It looks like a lot of drivers are utilizing the bottom.
Yeah, that 32, I mean, he had to open some eyes there in that final heat. And, you know, it's something that with a bunch of guys now flirting with it, Marty, how long does it last? You know, can you really set your car up to run the bottom this whole time? As we know, this track likes to become, you know, you even get that middle line sometimes. You know, the rubber wears in and you find some grip in the middle. So who knows? You know, you're basically throwing a dart at the wall here and hoping it sticks.
Alrighty, so we are set to go for our first feature of the night. Let's meet the field and give you the RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, the Bandit, Randall Dixon in the 011, and Isaac Salas next to him in car number 5. Row number 2, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux in the 75, and Sam Bachman in the 107. Row number 3, Brian Dickens in the 122, and the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in car number 32. Row 4, it's Hundergrand, Joseph Grandy in the 518, and Kelly Wheeler in the 110. Rounding out the top 10, Michael Vitale, the Jokester in the 213, and Dean Reynolds in the 79. Row number 6, Randy Shreves in the 56, and Dylan Kinsey, DK in the 639. Row 7, Logan Wentz in the 118, and Bob DeGood in the 7. Row number 8, Harold Klump in car number 2, and Ludovic Boussois in the 072. Rest of the grid tonight, you got Ryan Beagle, the big dog, Bud Molyneux, row 9, Jeff Barker, the Bruton Beast, and Slide Job Scotty, Scott Rayome in the 4. That's row number 10. Gary Sigelcal starts from the rear in 21st. Picks to win tonight here, Zach. Who do you got?
Oh, man, I think Salsa loves this place. You got to take him when he's on the front row. I'm going to take the 5, Isaac Salas.
You go with Salas. I'm going to go with, I mean, he's a shocker to probably many, not a shocker to me, though. Randall Dixon from pole position. One lap away from going racing here as we prepare for our Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. Steve King Foundation pace car has made the left-hand turn onto pit road. For the first time tonight, we get to say it. It is time to shake and bake. The Bandit, Slide Job Isaac, set to bring us the green flag off at turn number 4. Open 358s. All roads lead to Charlotte. It's time to get it on.
3 wide for the lead already.
Salas and Dixon nose to nose into the corner. Salas with a small slider into the corner. Giroux rides the baby bottom. Salas clears and leads the opening lap. Bachman up on 2 wheels. Finds a way to keep her going. Man, oh man, I don't know how the 107 went around. One driver off the track. That is Logan Wentz. We stay under the green flag for now, but there are 3 wide for the second position, Zach.
Yeah, battles all over the track. Tough break for Sam Bachman there, getting into the wall outside early, but I'll tell you what, his teammate in the 32, he doesn't care. He's up here trying to steal that lead from the 5.
You know, I thought we were going to see a yellow for Logan Wentz, because if we did, that would have helped out the 107. He would have found his way back near the front, but because of that, Bachman is back down into the 13th position now. You see Morano trying to get a run on Salas for the race lead. Brian Dickens side by side with Kelly Wheeler for the 5th spot. Great start for Kelly here throughout the night. He's a guy that's normally mid-pack through to the rear, but hey, seeing him running 5th, that's awesome to see. Meanwhile, Morano dominating in turns 1 and 2, trying to stay up nip and tuck with Salas for the lead, but nothing's just working here at the moment.
Yeah, not only is that 110-2 hanging out in 5th, but boy, man, he looks like he's got a setup under him tonight, Marty. He's searching in that middle and probably just, you know, being smart. Doesn't need to get too aggressive here. I don't think he wanted to send it 3 wide, but he could have.
He is the quickest car on track, a 16:34 last time by for Kelly Wheeler. That time a 16:38, so Wheeler does remain the quickest driver on the track. Dixon and Giroux, bottom step of the podium. The Philly Flyer sends it in with a slide job. to get back the position he started in, and he edges out Dixon at the line for the spot. Meanwhile, Morano testing out Mama's Basement for the lead on Isaac Salas. Does it work? No, not yet. I think he's waiting for the track to grip in just a little bit.
Yeah, she might want to hire a plumber because, you know, the 32, he's finding some moisture down there, Marty. He's finding so much grip. I don't see how. To the naked eye, it looks like there's nothing there, but somehow the 32 gets it to stick.
Salas just gets first on the gas. It's like a lot like how Stuart Friesen and Jimmy Phelps were battling for the lead at Oswego in the 200 last weekend. We've got 10 laps complete this time by. We'll take a look at the 5-lap average, show you who the best race car on track is. And it's probably tough to tell right now because we are seeing a lot of good, hard battles for this race lead. Do we have it? I don't think we have it right now at the moment. Nope, we do have it. And it seems like right now Wheeler and Dickens are each the quickest drivers on the track, still racing for that 5th spot.
Yeah, I mean, Kelly, you know, he can't get the top lane to open up in front of him and can't really get that bottom to open up either, as you see Dino trying to make some room there in that red rocket. But if you're Isaac Salas up front right now, you got to be a little shaky here, Marty. The 32's sticking with you, and he's running the bottom through 1 and 2. And you know what that means, Marty. He's saving that right rear tire, and he may be able to pounce here in the closing laps as they're side by side.
Here we go. Closest Morano has been to Salas for the race lead. This battle also helping the Philly Flyer close in the battle for 3rd. A bit of contact mid-pack, and they actually touched for the race lead right there, Zach.
Yeah, and you know, Trevor Giroux, last week he had a quick car, but sensed his teammate was coming up on him faster, pulled over and let Isaac go. So you got to wonder if the 75 does get up here, does Isaac maybe repay the favor here because the Philly Flyer, he's got some speed.
Possibly. We'll have to see. Remember, it was Giroux that beat out Morano for the win in heat race number 3 on a last lap pass. We'll have to see what happens. Cross flags fly, 15 up and 15 down. One driver we have yet to talk about. Oh, Morano caught the Tory tire. Oh, man, I thought he had left front damage from that, but man, oh, man. No harm, no foul off the 32. Play on.
Yeah, it's 2 drivers we saw get away with it tonight. I mean, Isaac did come up the track and get into the big dog in his, but didn't damage that left front tire. And Marty, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but when these things used to get in the tires, I mean, even if it was soft contact, these things would get damaged. So these cars holding up here tonight as Kelly Wheeler gets set up into the wall by Brian Dickens.
Oh, more contact between Wheeler and Vitale in the battle for the 7th position. Wheeler hangs on, and look at Scott Rayome. Oh, Grandy around the 518, through to the infield, and Grandy's gone. No caution as he spun in the grass. We stay green. I was going to say here, Zach, Scott Rayome started in 20th after spinning out in his heat race earlier tonight, or clipping the wall. He's up to 9th right now.
Yeah, up 11 spots in that 444, and now he's trying to battle the 11 of Kelly Wheeler, who, you know, he's got to be a little frustrated after getting in the wall. So Kelly's got to get it together, and he's got to be smooth here. He's going to lose another one. Trevor Giroux, though, is able to get this pass done for 2nd. It looks like, Marty, it's going to be close.
I think he's got him at the line, and he did. Got him by about 0.08 of a second. And now it's Venom 1-2 with 10 laps to go. Gary Sigelkow has spun it. Into the infield he goes. We stay green, but we watch that battle for 2nd once more between Giroux and Morano.
Yeah, and with us being under 10 to go here, Marty, you know how important every battle is at the line here between those two. You never know when we could get a caution here late in the race.
Oh, boy, I hope you didn't just have that moment there, Zach. I want a James Essex PSG moment. 8 laps remaining here. Salas has the biggest lead so far tonight at a half second. Giroux and Morano stay Nerf bar to Nerf bar for that runner-up spot. Dixon 4th. Dickens rounds out the top 5. 8 laps to go. The dirt track at Charlotte. Make it 7 for Salas.
Yeah, now you got to think coming out of 2 here. Trevor's going to have him cleared. Will he take the bottom and try to flirt with the bottom here in 3 and 4? No, he likes the middle. He's going to stay there.
Rando Dixon trying to close in, your pole sitter in the 011, who's had a good night so far. Joseph Grandy has crashed once again. He puts it on pit road. He's in the grass. No, none of that. We stay under the green flag. 6 laps remain.
Seeing the 75 here, overdriving 1 and 2 a little bit, and it's letting the 32 creep back in here. We're going to have a battle for second again here going down the backstretch.
Who is going to take the runner-up spot and get more points than the other? Morano would love it because he's in a battle for the championship alongside Isaac Salas and his teammate Sam Bachman. 4 laps remain here. Salas' lead up to 0.6 of a second. Another look at that 5-lap average. Make it 3 to go.
Yeah, and Trevor knows with Isaac trying to get back in this points battle how important it is for him to get this P2 spot and let Isaac earn just that extra point here. So Trevor's got to go hard here. He can't make this easy.
2 laps to go. Giroux edges out by 0.09 of a second. If you're Morano, do you consider the slide job here?
You have to. I mean, Trevor's been comfortable up top, and I think if you can get in front of him and just maybe, sketch him out a little bit, that's your chance.
White flag is out. The drivers will go 30 green flag laps to the finish without a yellow flag. And it's Isaac Salas out in front from the drop of the green. In the Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series number 5. Making his way through 3 and 4. He's so good at Charlotte, and he takes the checkers here. Giroux second, Morano third, Dickens fourth, Vitale fifth, Rayom, your biggest mover from 20th to 8th. Give it up for the Open 358s. That was awesome. All 21 of those drivers, Zach, they should be up in a random drawing for some sort of prize here tonight that Coast to Coast has to provide. Roger, do it. Do it. 30 non-stop green flag laps. That is awesome.
Yeah, they put on a good show here, and now, they set the bar high for the rest of the night, so we got a lot to live up to here in the sprint cars.
Absolutely, they do have a lot. They do have a lot to work with. As we take a look at your results here throughout from tonight's feature, Salas wins by 0.8 of a second. Talked about Rayom making a nice recovery. Bachman recovered pretty well after clip of the wall earlier. Finishes in the 9th spot. Looking at the rest of the field here. Bourgeois and Molyneux each up 4 positions tonight. Part of the heartbreak of the night has to go to Joseph Grandy in 20th after spinning on the back straight, not getting a yellow flag after he spun into the infield grass here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, just in that difficult spot going on the backstretch where you get your nose clipped and you go down to that infield, and iRacing doesn't like giving cautions out for that.
No, they do not. So, all right, we've got our 3rd place finisher, Anthony Morano. So let's bring him in here. Anthony, a great run for you once again, man. But having a chance with Isaac for the race lead, then was able to pull away. What more did you possibly need?
I screwed up my entrance on going to turn 1 when I got door to door with him there, and really threw me off and lost all my momentum. Then it was just I think that was pretty much what killed me there. Just worked real hard to get up to him and get next to him, and then I screwed it up all by my lonesome. But thankfully I didn't hit the tire, so I kept the left front on the car. But yeah, I mean, it's not easy to run Charlotte down around the bottom and actually make headway with it. So maybe a little bit more gear. I went down to a 67, probably should have left that at a 70, maybe had a little something different.
Especially as well for 30 non-stop laps.
Yeah, that got tiring running down there, man. A lot of wheel movement, a lot of left foot use to get the car rode up to stay down and not to slide up into Trevor or to slide up into Isaac. So yeah, it was quite a bit of a workout there. But it was a damn good race. That's true. It was a lot of fun.
That it was. Yeah, we had a good time watching it up here. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this one?
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, the boys at FTM, Dean Super Dirt Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Bowman's Designs, MDI TV, Castleberry Flagstone, Extra Insulation, Marty, you and Shaggy for doing a broadcast over here at Coast to Coast.
Did you mention griphack.com?
Oh, man. I still have my Oculus on. I can't see my little cheat sheet.
Oh, you're lucky I'm here.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Well, great run tonight, Anthony, and best of luck in either the sprint car or later on Thursday.
Thanks a lot, Marty.
All right, the Magic Ant-Man finishing in third. Let's go to our second place finisher, the Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux. Zach's got this one.
Hey, Trevor. Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, early on there, you faded back, to about fourth, man. But once you got hooked up on that top shelf and the guys in front of you, kind of running that bottom line there with Murano, just seemed like, you built up enough steam that you couldn't be touched. Did you think for a minute you were going to run down Isaac? Because there were a couple laps there. You were the fastest car on the track.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like I was catching them there till about, I'd say lap 25 or so, and then I don't know if I was overdriving or if the tires were starting to fall off there running that slick line in 3 and 4. But yeah, I mean, Isaac even told me, he's like, "Were you catching me?" And I said, "I think so," but I don't know. I it's one thing to get up to him, and then it's another thing to get past him, right? I mean, he's tough to beat anywhere. So, but we'll definitely take a second place here.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, finishing second to Isaac here, that's basically a win. Isaac owns this place. I picked him to win. Sorry, Trevor. Kind of saw the writing on the wall there, but man, you gave it your best here tonight, and to run a Venom 1-2, man, you got to be happy with that. So congratulations, Trevor. Big run, man. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, definitely awesome to have another Venom 1-2 here, and just got to give a huge shout out to Anthony there. I've been racing with him for a long time outside of C2C, and we had a hell of a battle there in the heat race, and another battle here in the feature, running side by side for damn near the whole race, and we didn't touch one. So that just goes to show the person that he is and the driver that he is. So props to him, and just want to say congrats to Isaac there on the win, and shout out Big Tim Race Wraps for the wraps. Everyone at C2C, Dean Reynolds with Super Dirt Car Series, Lambton Diesel Specialist, RSN Trackside. You guys for doing the broadcast. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
Great run, Trevor. Look forward to a lot more of these this season, my man.
Thanks, Shaggy. Thanks, Marty.
No problem, Trevor. The Philly Flyer, Trevor Giroux, your runner-up finisher. But now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Isaac Salas. Slide job, 30 non-stop laps tonight. How much fun was that? In the first half, trying to hold on over Anthony Morano, but then pulling away in the second half.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I was telling Trevor pretty early, I was like, I need to pace myself up here because there is like zero cushion, and I need to have at least a little bit of tire for later in the race when that bottom probably starts to really be kind of, the place to be again.
Did you think that he was going to pass you? Like maybe around halfway, 10 to go, or not really?
I was hoping not. I mean, it is Anthony, but I was like, I felt pretty solid, so I knew it was going to be kind of a heavyweight battle. I didn't realize that it was going to be a heavyweight battle between me, him, and Trevor. That's always cool.
Absolutely, it was. How much fun is Charlotte here?
Oh, it's so much fun, especially with the open setups, man. Like you wouldn't think about it, about how two-lane this track can really get, because I think kind of everyone gets to, that one kind of dominant line being where it's at. So when you do get multiple lines, especially somewhere like here where one person's, trying to go right around the tires and the other person's basically with no cushion up against the wall, it makes it fun. It makes it a kind of almost a mental game as well as just like hitting your marks and everything else. So it's a lot of fun, man. I enjoy it.
Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to in this one?
Yeah, big shout out to Venom Racing. It's always a pleasure. It's good to go 1-2 with Trevor. I was trying so hard to like not cheer him on and like focus on what I was doing during the last 10 laps there, because I really wanted him to 1-2 it with me. But yeah, like big shout out to all those guys. I saw I believe it was Butters in the chat cheering us on, so that's always awesome. Dean the Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs, JRB Designs with that paint scheme on tonight. I love that one. RSN Trackside with you, sir. Mission 22. I think it is the shirt, dude. I swear to you, I'm wearing the Mission 22 shirt again. I'm not struggling with my grams. Shaggy TV. I hope you got to get an in-car camera at some point, because Shaggy TV is right there on the inside. Regency Home Inspections, thank you guys for the broadcast. Thanks Coast to Coast for, even though we're just normal week now, but I mean, it's still a pleasure. Mom, Dad, Gramps for watching. A couple of my friends that tune in every week. So it's a lot of fun, and good race to Mr. Morano and Mr. Trevor. And the whole field, really amazing.
Well, congratulations on the win. By the way, I think this is the first time you and I have talked since Super Dirt Week in Oswego.
Since Dirt Week, my man. Well, I mean,
yeah, good to
other
see
than
your pretty
Snapchat,
little
but-
face in person a couple weeks ago.
Thanks, Marty. I'm glad I got to be just as cute in person for you.
Absolutely. Isaac Salas, your winner here tonight in Open 358 action. We're going to step aside and go to break. When we come back, it's Rebels time right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight when we talked about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, for us, we wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in an on-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We're back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Moments away from beginning our Rebels tonight, and we're definitely looking forward to that one. Welcome back, everyone. Marty Sakala with you. Go Yankees. Alongside Zach Chapman. Go Commanders. And you can see he is actually going to be running in our Rebels division in just a little bit. So, Zach, how's the Mystery Machine feeling right now?
Bumpy out here, man. I don't remember it being this bumpy at the track, and it's kind of in that weird transition where, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a quick time, on either side of the track. They're pretty equal right now if we were to roll right into qualifying.
We're just about a minute away from it. 15 drivers with us here tonight. How about that paint scheme from Shaggy? It has a special Halloween edition. That is definitely scary, that's for sure. You don't want to see that thing end up in victory lane. So, quick look at the Rebels points coming on in. It is the Moores on top. Brian Moore Jr. up on senior 405 to 360. They're not here tonight. Brandon Dittmer third with 307. Isaac Salas fourth, 297. Dan McLaren fifth, 296. Qualifying underway. We're going to watch Devo, Donovan Ross, the 5. It has been forever since we've seen this man. I think he's been partying a little bit too hard at Dingus throughout these past few months. I think he misses Knoxville season already. Again, drivers with 2 minutes to post a quick time. First lap time for Donovan Ross is 12:95, so he sets the bar. Dylan Berg looking pretty good. And he goes quick time at a 12:9.14. Ross down to second. Salas now moves up to the second spot at 12:94. Here comes Dylan Berg off the corner. He's looking for a faster lap, but that second lap time is just a bit slower. Here comes Salas off at turn 4. Does he have a better lap in him? It's now at 13:12. Joseph Grandy popped the wall. His lap is done. Quick time, Zach Chapman. The Mystery Machine goes 12:84. 800ths better than Dylan Berg. Steve Bixler 7th. Ryan Beagle 6th on lap number 1 at 13:01 as he rips the top in turns number 1 and 2. Beagle slower in sector 1. Better in the green in sector number 2. 13:07 on the second lap. Under 30 seconds left here in qualifying. Brandon Dittmer coming across the line to put his first lap on the boards as he sets the bar with a 13:03, 7th quickest. The orange in sector number 1 will be able to complete this. Is it better, though, is the question. 13:06. So because of that, Dittmer and Shreves will be starting on the pole for Heat 1 and Heat 2. 2 heats with 15 cars of 8 and 7. Or I'm sorry, 7 and 6. No, it is 8 and 7. I'm sorry, I'm doing my math wrong. What the heck? Anyway, Heat 1 brought to you by Gambler Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. And as I just mentioned, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer on pole position, the 83. Next to him, 100 grand, Joseph Grandy in the 518. Row number 2, Isaac Salas in the 5. Slide Job is next to Shaggy Zach Chapman in the 72. Row number 3, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75. And the Captain, Gary Taylor in the 34. Final row tonight, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747. Don't believe Ludovic Boussois made it onto the grid in time. Actually, I don't think made it to the session in time, I should say. So therefore, it will be just, I believe, 14 drivers tonight here. So, Zach, what are we expecting here in Heat 1 before we put your mic on mute for a bit?
Man, it's going to be a tough one. I've got some tough guys to get by, so I imagine just going to see some sliders here and guys trying to slot in line, but it's going to be a good battle here.
Alrighty, man. Best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
Fun fact as well about Isaac Salas. Remember last week, almost won the Triple Crown at Port Royal, finished 7th in the Renegades. Sorry, that was a couple weeks ago. Finished second to Randy Shreves as we're underway for Heat 1. Already wasting no time. 3 wide for the second spot with Dibber in the middle. Oh, no. Oh, no. Chapman on his side. And Gary Taylor up in the wall. God, that is a broadcaster's nightmare. Seeing your fellow booth boys getting it together. Salas, meanwhile, sends it deep on Joseph Gray, the 518. Now out in front with 2 laps of the books here. Luckily, everybody makes it in. This will determine the inside row of our feature here tonight. Roger Craig and Ford. Chapman just trying to find a way to get that puppy back rolling, but I think that car is going to finish in 5th regardless, so probably safe than sorry for Zach to put it into the pits here, and that's the case. So we've already lost half the field here in Heat Race number 1. Remember, pole position's up for grabs, so the drivers can sometimes get a little bit more aggressive here. 3 to go in Heat 1. See, the drivers are all like in the middle line of this racetrack. Salas has lost some ground to Joseph Grandy. Steve Bixler right in 3rd, trying to get up in the chocolate chips and try and get the extra groove up top to possibly work here. Coming to the white flag this time by. 1 more lap remaining here. 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Remember, he had that spin back and open 358 action. This time we'll put on the pole and hope for no issues tonight. Grandy with the win on Heat 1. Salas 2nd, Bixler 3rd, Craig in 4th, Chapman 5th, Taylor 6th, Dittmer 7th, and Boussois is in 8th. So now move on to Heat Race number 2 tonight. That is brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. Here's how they line up. Randy Shreves on the pole position here in the 56. Next to him, the big dog, Ryan Beagle in the 84. Row number 2, Devo, Donovan Ross at the 5, and Dylan Berg next to him in the 14. Row 3, that is Joe Beck. It's been a while since we've seen him. He's in car 46. And Mike Kramer next to him in car number 70. Rounding out our grid tonight, Michael Todd in the 117. Alrighty, Zach, who are you keeping your eye out on here in Heat 2?
Let's see here. I mean, you know, you got to keep an eye on Devo, I think. Devo coming back here. He's always fast no matter what he's in. So keep an eye on that 05.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. Here we go with Heat 2. Shreves with a jump off the corner as Beagle and Ross duke at it, wing to wing for a second. Berg following both of them in the battle for that second spot. Berg finds his way past Ross. Lap 1, though, led by Randy Shreves a couple weeks ago, won his first ever Renegades feature at Lucas Oil, but he's got a lot of company behind him. And Shawinigan Speedway regular and Ryan Beagle, the big dog, trying to attack. Oh, look out, Dylan Berg had his best impression of Brandon Dittmer. And somehow he found a way to keep it going.
Yeah, you know, Dylan, he wants to take that gap when Beagle gets loose, but we both know that gap's closing right up. Not necessarily the smartest move there, but they both get to keep on rolling for now. But all of a sudden, Randy Shreves, he's going to be a tough dog to run down. But, Marty, you know, I did go in there. I used my quick repair. I got out there, ran 2 more laps. Oh, big wreck. Is that Joe Backus?
Oh, my, that is Backus. I think there was some contact with Mike Kramer, possibly. How many? We're halfway home, so that gives us some time. Go to a replay and show you what happened. Backus went for a wild ride. Contact between him and Mike Cranmer. And this is where it got ugly. Whoa! What a wild flip for the 46. That is a welcome back to Coast, Joe.
Devo got in the back of Berg, and now they're both going for a ride down the backstretch.
Berg is upside down. Nobody wants to finish here in Heat 2, something like that. Michael Todd takes advantage. He's up to third. Final lap is underway. Randy Shreves versus Ryan Beagle. Heat 2 is on the line, and it's Randy Shreves that takes the win. He'll be on the outside pole. Beagle second. Who knows who's going to finish in third? It's Michael Todd. Ross right now should be fourth. Berg fifth. Cranmer sixth, and Backus seventh. So heat races are done here tonight. Step aside here and go to break. When we come back, feature time at Charlotte on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Sorry, I thought I had myself unmuted, but we didn't. All right, back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here as we're set to go for featured time. Joseph Grandy, the quickest in warm-ups with a 13:16. Isaac Salas, the second, 13:44. Dylan Berg, third, 13:48. Ryan Beagle, Zach Chapman, each with a 13:5. Michael Todd with a good starting spot. He's currently ninth quickest. There's the big dog, Ryan Beagle. I think he would probably be a contender for a hard charger of the race tonight. We'll just have to see how he performs. So the checkers are out. It looks like we are set to meet the field here for our feature. Let's do that. Here's your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, it's Hunter Grant, Joseph Grandy in the 518. Next to him, Randy Shreves in the 56. Row number 2, Isaac Salas in the 5, and the big dog, Ryan Beagle in the 84. Row 3, the mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75, and Michael Todd in the 117. Row 4, the bass man, Roger Craig in the 747, and Devo Donovan Ross in the 5. Rounding out the top 10, Shaggy Zach Chapman in the 72, and Dylan Berg in car number 14. Row 6, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and Joe Backus in the 46. Row 7, the captain, Gary Taylor in the 34, and Mike Cranmer in the 70. And that is how the drivers will look for tonight's feature. 14 drivers set for the green flag. My pick to win here tonight, you know what? I'm going to go with the big dog, Ryan Beagle, to get things done here. I'm going to go bold here. Zach, who are you picking?
Well, definitely not me, because I realized I didn't have enough gas in, so I'm going to miss the start here, but I will be in the race. But, you know, I think you got to take Isaac Salas. He's on a roll here. Let's see if he can go 2 for 2.
We'll see what he can do here. But anyway, Zach, good luck here tonight, man, all right?
Yep, appreciate it.
He'll just be with the Rebels here. Again, if you finish in the top 5 and your IL is good, you are going to be able to move up to Renegades, again, pending IL. Set for the Flatline Racing Bodies green flag. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck has made the left-hand turn on the pit road. Well, for the second time tonight, it is time to shake and bake. They go past the drag strip in turns number 3 and 4. Hunter Grant and Shreve set to bring us to green for the Rebels. It's time to get it on. Randy with a good start off at turn number 2. Shreves low for that top spot. Can he get it off the corner? Salas and Beagle battle for the third spot as lap number 1 is led by Hunter Grant. Salas trying to hang on to third past Ryan Beagle. The big dog with a good run on corner exit off at turn number 2. Just what you need with the sprint cars here. Salas gives him the lane in the battle for third. But Salas now thinks about the slide job on the 84. And Salas moves up to P2. Steve Bixler closing in. He's running that 5th position as the 3 drivers all under a blanket for the bottom step of the podium. Bixler fades for just a little bit, but then regains his composure. Brandon Dittmer off to a great start as well. He started back in 11th. He is up into 6th. We may have had an issue at the start between Zach Chapman and Donovan Ross possibly. And the first yellow of the night waves, and we've got Dylan Berg turtled on his side. Gives us a chance to look at a couple of replays here. Let's show you Devo and Donovan Ross. This is coming to the green flag. Oh, Dylan Berg got up, lifted up, and oh my, Devo with a wild flip at the start of this one. Now, because that was in the back, that did not bring out the yellow. This is what brought out the yellow, though. Dylan Berg racing Roger Craig, and I believe he raced for 6th or 7th. Yeah, Berg ramps over Craig's wheel. And up on his side he goes. Let's ride first with Devo. Yeah, Todd never run. Oh, he got hit from behind. That's what happened. Man, that is a long flip for Donovan Ross. This is Dylan Berg. Yep, ramped over the right rear sneaker. So we're set to come back to the green flag here. Couple laps complete in this one. Grandy fires back to green. Able to hold serve on Randy Shreves. Steven Bixler looking for fourth on Ryan Beagle. Can he take it away? But now Brandon Dittmer looking for a spot into the Renegades, pending IL. The Spider Monkey up to fifth, and what was that? Was that Grandy? Grandy just pulled off into the pits. I am not sure what happened. But Grandy is done for the night. That is very odd. He was leading this one. Then he just yanked the car to the left like he had a steering issue or he had to get off or something. Well, that is very odd. So advantage Randy Shreves. Grandy normally comes to the chat and posts his issues on what happened. We hope to get that in just a moment. But we got a battle for the race lead. Isaac Salas all over Randy Shreves for the top spot. Salas looks for a lane. Shreves shuts the door on him. Here goes slide job. Salas, you bet. The 5 is out in front. Now Shreves tries to counter big with a slider of his own. But it's Salas up the wall. That is very tight. Great exit from Salas with amazing defense as Shreves cannot get the slider to work out. Grandy said he forgot to change his setup again. I'm guessing that setup concerns with fuel. Let's go to the 5-lap average here, show you who is the quickest driver on track amongst the 11 cars. Well, you wish you were Joseph Grandy. Right now, the quickest driver is Isaac Salas without question. Battle for third, Beagle and Dittmer. The big dog, ooh, a slider from hell on Dittmer. That forces Dittmer to left for just a moment. On board the Spider Monkey as he looks for that bottom step of the podium. Because of the issues there with Joseph Grandy for getting the setup, this allows Bixler to get back into this in fifth. And how about the man a second behind, Zach Chapman in sixth? Remember, he had to come in because he forgot to add fuel at the start of this one. Halfway home, 15 up and 15 down. Salas is rocking and rolling on the high side with a 1.7 second lead on Ryan Beagle. Other races on track, we go to 7th. Roger Craig, Joe Backus, Michael Todd. It's actually a foursome with Gary Taylor, too. I don't know if this is I don't think this is a retread battle on the line, but I know obviously Craig and Taylor are a pair of those. I can't remember if Backus is or not. I don't know, though. I don't cover that series. Ooh, look at Gary Taylor with a slider on Backus. The two barely touch for a moment. The 46 has to lift. Backus a little bit sideways in turn number 1. Keeps the car going. Actually, Isaac is about to approach the drivers here in terms of lap traffic. You're on board with Salas. You can see first driver ahead, I believe, is that 70 Mike Cranmer. Oh, look out, look out. Roger Craig got together with Joe Backus. Second yellow of the night waves. With 10 laps to go, this will rack and stack the field back up. What happened to the Bass Man? Ooh, just lost it all by himself. Taylor with assistance, and Backus comes out of nowhere. So we are set to come back to the green flag here. All single file restarts as we have under 10 laps. We have 10 to go or under. Watch this restart from the aerial shot. Salas brings us to the green flag. 9 laps remaining. Salas on the wall. Shreves to take advantage of it for the race lead. The 56 back out in front. Salas with a send back underneath. Back and forth, the top 2 go for the top spot. And Salas hangs on to the lead for now. 8 to go, Shreves sends it! Oh boy, barely gave Salas the room. Salas to the wall once again, Shreves back low. And the 56 has the advantage with 7 to go. Slide job, Shreves, he nails it back out front. Salas with the crisscross once more as Shreves tries to cut the 5 off. Salas with, oh no! Salas and Shreves get together, Pico goes around. A lot of neck code in that situation. And Salas is back out in front. 3 wide for second. Look at Chapman out of nowhere. He got the blue lighting discount. Now Bixler and Dimmer get together. Dimmer hanging on. Back to 60 goes. So it's Chapman second. Shreves down to third. And look at this. Who thought Gary Taylor was going to be running in fourth in this one? By the time this one would end, 4 laps to go. And now, oh no, Taylor, that's Michael Todd. Around both of them go. Nobody wants to finish in the top 5. What the hell is this race turning into? We are seeing so much pandemonium, I don't think my heart can take it. Holy smokes. First accident we're going to watch, it will be on board with Ryan Beagle here, because he'll have a better look at the net code. Just the worst possible time to have Salas blink like that. Oh. I am not sure if Salas is aware there was net code, but probably is what the Venom driver's telling him. This is what happened to Steve Bixler. Racing Brandon Dittmer for a position. Bixler goes lawn mowing. And watch Gary Taylor and Michael Todd. Taylor just loses it all by himself. And Michael with a phenomenal save. So this will be a 3-lap shootout, and it's likely going to come down to a pair of booth boys. Salas and Chapman, your top 2. Shreves third, Michael Todd fourth, and Brandon Dittmer fifth. 3 booth boys in the top 5. Dittmer, I hope you can pull off the sweep, but right now, whoever wins, I don't care. This is going to be a phenomenal finish to the end. A 3-lap shootout to determine your winner. Salas wants a chance at the Triple Crown tonight. Back to green. Shreves, did he pass second before the finish line? If he did, that will be a time penalty. We'll have to see. But I think Shreves was fine just barely. Chapman, meanwhile, takes second spot back. You see Dittmer up on the wall. Michael Todd moves up to fourth with 2 laps to go. Dittmer's steering may be running out. We'll just have to see Salas up on the wall here. Chapman may get a shot here. White flag waves. We're on the last lap. Isaac Salas, the Venom Racing Super Dirt Car Series number 5. Wants a chance to get a Triple Crown, kind of like he had a chance back at Port Royal. Off the corner, Isaac Salas, your winner. Chapman second, Shreves third, Michael Todd fourth, and Brandon Dittmer fifth. Heck yeah, my booth boys. 1, 2, 5, homie. Zach, by the way, good news. Hard Charger. Started 9th, finished 2nd. Good job.
Yeah, no, we both know where I really started after forgetting to put gas in it too. So I'll tell you what, man, I'll take this any day of the
That
week.
is a true
I
hard
felt
charger.
bad for having to fight Joseph Grandy so hard, but man, I hope he understands there. I just barely stayed on the lead lap, and if I wouldn't have done that, I couldn't have got this podium.
Pull up the results here from tonight. Who would you give the biggest heartbreak here to tonight? I would probably say, one wants me to say Ryan Beagle, but another part of me wants to say Gary Taylor because I thought he was going to finish top 5 tonight. That would have been so cool.
Well, yeah, that's another one, and not to, I don't know how, I truly do not mean this rude, but man, Steve Bixler, until there was that contact in front of me, I could barely find a way around that man. He was driving that 75 so fast, and if not for that contact in front of him, I wouldn't have been able to throw that slider on him and Brandon, and that's a tough break for him. He had a quick car tonight.
Absolutely, he did. So I think we've got the top 3 set. We have just one, but we have actually 2. I'm sorry. Forgot about you, Zach. Just got to get Randy Shreves in, then we can get this thing started. Why don't we go from 1 through 3? Let's go from 1 through 3 and talk with your winner, Isaac Salas. You know what? Let's let the second place finisher take it.
Oh, Isaac, man, I got to see that tail tank at the end, brother. But, it seemed like you and Randy Shreves were having quite the battle up there, man. Talk to us.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. The top got really good there for the early portion of that feature. And I had a really good, kind of just hit my marks, all these kind of things. And the cautions kind of kept throwing me off. And I decided that I wanted to make pretty good friends with the wall after that. Which kind of made it a little bit more nerve-wracking than it probably should have been. But it was an awesome race, especially with Randy. He was making me earn it for sure.
No, I wouldn't have been close enough to get it anyways, but there were about 5-6 laps to go, okay? I discovered that slider line in 3 and 4, and boy, was I making up time. When you went down there in that last corner to protect, were you surprised how much tack you found down there and how quick it was?
Yeah, I found a lot of tack, and I honestly wasn't prepared for it, if I'm being honest with you. I didn't think it was going to be that well down there, and yeah, probably should have played my cards a little better. I wouldn't have never been in that situation.
Well, hey, man, you're making me look like a genius so far. I picked you twice. You're 2 for 2. Now, can I have the confidence in you to pick you this third time here when we go to the Renegades? How you feeling?
That's gonna be the goal, man. I'm gonna try to back it down a little bit in those first little couple laps and save the tires. And you know what? I'm pretty solid here, so I'd like to say I got a chance.
Well, hey, man, heck of a run tonight. You earned this one. I had my chance there with a couple laps left, tightened up, but man, you drove off. Great restart. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, thanks, brother. Venom Racing again, Dean the Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs for that sprint car, JRB Designs, RSN Trackside, Mission 22. I'm trying to remember where I'm at here. Top Notch Trucking, Shaggy TV with you, sir, and Mr. Marty. I don't even know who's broadcasting it actually tonight. So it's one of you. I got both of you for sure. But Regency Home Inspections with Mr. Lawson. It's awesome to see how well his business is taking off. Mom, Dad, Gramps, Kelser. I forgot Kelser, so I had to make sure that I won this one. That way I didn't get in trouble. So other than that, I think that's everybody.
Well, hey, man, great run. Looking forward to seeing what you can do in that Renegades, man. Go 3 for 3. Get it done.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
That is our third place. I'm sorry, that's our winner, Isaac Salas.
Yeah, geez.
First of habit. Hey, you got a chance at a Triple Crown, buddy. Just saying.
Hey, we know how the last Triple Crown bout ended up.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Uh-oh. Did I lose him? Oh, no. User may be having trouble connecting to the call. I don't know.
He moved down to the waiting room, for some reason. Not too
Okay.
sure.
I think he's been having some internet issues, I think, tonight. I'm not too sure. But Shaggy, talk me through that charge tonight, meanwhile.
Well, man, dude, I'll tell you, it's just a battle of sliders throughout the field. I mean, I told Isaac there, I probably actually discovered it with about 10 to go. I mean, that's how I was making up my time. And you could just throw that slider line, drives real deep into 3 and 4. And I mean, you had to really let him hang out the side window here and make sure you didn't get into that wall. But there was plenty of grip to help that right rear bite. You just had to trust it.
Absolutely, man. It seemed like, I was saying it late in the broadcast, and you probably heard me, it seemed like nobody wanted to finish in the top 5.
No, man, people bouncing off each other. I was I was the lucky guy tonight here. 0x, just watching guys bounce and trying to make my moves accordingly. It was definitely a maze to navigate up through the field here tonight.
Yeah, safe to say that made up for the lack of yellows we had on the open 358s.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but I got to tell you what, Anthony made a good point, Marty. I don't know if I could have handled 30 green flag laps, so I will take a couple cautions every now and then.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Well, just you, man, for getting me up here in the booth and giving me my shot here and letting me start my own thing, Shaggy TV. Without you, Marty, for real, none of that's possible. So I really do owe you so much for that. All my teammates at Gambler Motorsports, just the boys out here. I mean, Isaac, I know Dittmer, me and him got together in the heat race, but man, that's not how we race each other. I love racing side by side with these guys. You can trust them, and I'm slowly starting to try to earn my trust back with them too. As here, I'm probably known as the squirrel, so just trying to keep in my lane here and put together good finishes this season, and hopefully I can keep doing that.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep you in. Great job. We'll talk during Renegades, and let's round out the podium with Randy Shreves. Randy, I feel gutted for you, man. Neck code. Oh, man. How much fun, though, was that race with Isaac for the win?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun, man. I know things happen. I know he didn't do it on purpose. He's been having issues with his computer and stuff, and he blinked right as it happened, so it could have gone either way. I mean, he put up a hell of a fight, and we were just throwing sliders back and forth there, and that was a lot of fun. And then that happened, and I'm just happy to have brought it back home in third. So
yeah, still a podium finish, and you got a good chance for. In Renegades. What do you expect going on in there?
Hopefully I'll be up front again. Still, I'm still trying to figure out this setup. I'm just running just the basic iRacing setup, just doing little tweaks to it. Can't really find anything that I like, but we'll keep working on it and see what we can do.
Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
For sure, I want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast. Everybody I race with. I love racing with them every week, and want to thank you guys for the broadcast. Want to thank my boss Jeff Spann at KFCB Builders, my son Dylan Shreves for painting my car, and I want to thank everybody for watching.
Alrighty, man. Well, great job tonight. Best of luck here in Renegades.
Thank you, sir.
Randy Shreves rounds out the podium. With that said, we will step aside and go to break. We'll talk some more real-life action with you before we get going to Renegades, as Renegades doesn't start till 8:45. It is 8:20, so stay with us here on the Coast to Coast Race, and now we'll have some fun talks when we come back. guys, it's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. It's on the champion, trying to be a
Bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we'll be talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
The Coast to Coast Racing Network, as we're about maybe 20 minutes out from starting the Renegades here. Marty Sakala joining you alongside Zach Chapman. Shaggy getting set for some good action here late in the Renegades. What are we expecting in just a moment?
Well, I mean, we saw there in the Rebels race, you're going to get multiple lines. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to slide, but we're used to it in these things. And comes a point where, too, we're going to have to see. The responsibility also lies on the guy getting slid sometimes. If you see that guy's coming up, got to crack that throttle or jab the brakes and cut underneath. So going to have to see if, it's worth sticking to that outside and possibly getting wrecked or playing smart here and, racing for lap 35. I
do want to make an update on something, too. Actually, the earliest we can go is actually 8:15. So with that being said, we are moments away from getting things rolling. They're doing the drivers' meeting right now. We've got 19 drivers with the Renegades here tonight. And let's pull up the times and see how everyone's doing right now. Jesse Bandy, your quickest at a 12.615, followed by Steven Stewart, Dean Reynolds, Blake Chapman, and Tyler Wilson. A couple of notables not here tonight. Patrick Spangler, one that's unable to make the trip tonight. And Spangler's your points leader coming on in. 3 wins and 6 races.
Yeah, and, this is a track where Patrick Spangler, I mean, it's not his favorite, but, dude, Patrick's good here. So Patrick just not able to make it here tonight, and he'll definitely be frustrated to use Charlotte as one of his drop weeks.
Checkers are out here. I kind of wonder as well, with this being, a points race is added last second. I wonder if it's still going to be a 2-drop rule where you have to make, if it's going to be 10 of 12, because there was originally 9 of 11. I wonder if they're going to do 9 of 12 this time, make this an extra drop in case you couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah, they can feel free to add that other one if I'm going to start running these B sprint cars. I would appreciate it.
We'll see which route they go as we are underway here with qualifying here. 2 laps in 2 minutes. We'll watch Dean Reynolds as our first driver on the racetrack in the world of Outlaws number 79.
And now my pole time, I ran that top in 1 and 2, and then I ran a slider here in 3 and 4. Dino's going to commit to the middle. There's a lot of grip left on the bottom. The slider in 3 and 4 is what you want.
Sets the bar here to 12.97. Bob DeGood goes 13.21. Jack hit 13.66. More lap times start to come in right now. Chad Griggs goes quick time at a 12.86 in the number 27. Brandon Dittmer working on his second lap, 12.98 on lap number 1 for the Spider Monkey. Rick Main, quick time, 12.846 for Rick Main. And that's a Spirit Halloween paint scheme. I'm not kidding, he's got Spirit Halloween on the top wing. Blake Chapman, 3rd quick, 12.97. Jesse Atkinson, 6th quick. He's done at 13 even. Stephen Goldner, 7th at a 13.02. He comes across the line. Does he have a better lap in him? 13.05 on lap number 2. Here comes John Short working lap number 2. 13.03 on lap number 1. Lap number 2, 13.05. Jesse Bandy, 3rd quickest. I believe that may have been his second lap, if not his first lap. 12.96. That puts the Vanderbilt Master 3rd quickest. Slower lap for the Vanderbilt Master at a 13.17. Isaac Salas is done. Qualifying is done. Rick Main, the quickest. 19 drivers with us here tonight. So that puts Tyler Wilson, John Short, Steven Stewart, your pole sitters for each of the 3 heats. So set to go green for heat race number 1, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Here's the starting lineup as the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, puts us on pole position. Next to him, it's the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. Row number 2, the Salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20, and Rick Main in the 187. Row number 3, it's Randy Shreves in car 56, and the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Final driver on the grid tonight, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in car number 161. So who you watching out for here in Heat 1?
Well, you got to say the obvious here, Rick Main and Blake Chapman, but, man, it's real easy to slip up on the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson. I think Tyler Wilson, somebody especially starting on the front row, got to keep your eye out on him. It's the Pink Panther, too. A little different scheme. Wasn't used to all that white on there. But, yeah, the Pink Panther, man, what a heat.
This is stacked. Winner starts on pole position here tonight. First of 3 heats underway for Renegades. Oh, this is very tight. 3 wide off of turn 2. Tyler Wilson barely with a nod, but look out. Spirit Halloween looking for the race lead in Rick Mayne, but it's Wilson that leads lap 1. Very tight for third as Streets nearly puts Exit in the wall, Zach.
Yeah, Rick Mayne coming to a store near you here, but not ready to take the top spot just yet. He's got to build up that momentum here again. Plenty of time left for the 187.
Chapman looks for the slider up on Jesse Exit for 4th. That doesn't work, though. Top 3, though, all currently single file with Wilson, Mayne, and Shreves. Chapman through to take away 4th. Atkinson wants to gather it back, looks low. I think I saw that right front go off the ground for just a moment, Zach.
Yeah, you know, real easy too. You go over that little bump and then it digs left. It's easy to come up off the ground. But right now, advantage Blake Chapman on the high side.
Now the advantage, Rick Mayne edges out Tyler Wilson for the race lead. Halloween came early for the 187, but Tyler Wilson wants to close down Spirit Halloween for the season. Unfortunately, that won't work. It's Mayne hangs on with 3 laps to go, but the quickest car on track, your 4th place driver, Blake Chapman, at a 12.95.
Yeah, and you know, Randy Shreve started 5th here, so I had to work past 2 guys to get up to where he's at. And remember, he was running up towards the front with Isaac in that Rebels race before a little stutter step here ruined his night, but he'd love to come back here and win a Renegades race.
Final lap underway here in heat race number 1. Rick Mayne looking to put that Inferno 187 on pole position, and that is the case. Mayne takes the win in heat 1. Wilson 2nd, Shreves 3rd, Chapman 4th, Atkinson in 5th, Barker 6th, and Landis 7th. We now go to heat 2, brought to you by Regency Home Inspections. This is your lineup. John Short on the pole position. Next to him, Stephen Goldner in car number 30. Row number 2, Dean Reynolds in the 79 and Chad Griggs in the 27. Final row, brand new paint job for Bob DeGood in car number 7. And Isaac Salas, if he wants to take the Triple Crown tonight, he'll have to do so from 6th in heat 2. A lot of good company in front of him, Zach. That's going to be very tough.
No kidding. I literally laughed when I looked at the live timing and saw the 6 guys in this heat race. I'm so glad that I'm in that Rebel Series and don't have to run in this because, I mean, literally, Bob DeGood is one of the most improved drivers we've had in these things. I mean, any one of these 6 drivers could win this, and I wouldn't be that shocked. And Goldner, you know how bad he needs to get this together. He needs a good run here.
Green flag.
Here we go. Green flag is out. Heat 2 underway. Winner starts the outside of the front row. John Short with a mega slider already on Stephen Goldner. Didn't see that one coming, but the 30 pounces underneath to go to the top spot. Nearly clips the Uke tire, and Goldner leads lap number 1. Short 2nd, Griggs 3rd. Battle for 4 between Reynolds and Salas. Short peaks underneath for the race lead, Zach.
Yeah, you know, I think you want this bottom through 3 and 4. Short's going to be able to throw this slider in. Goldner's not going to get a huge run here. You know, he's going to have to work for it here through 1 and 2. Not enough, or no, he changes my mind here. He does complete the slider, man. You challenge Goldner and he'll get it done.
It's slide job city at Charlotte. Short throws another slider, but watch out for Chad Griggs in that 27. He may be starting to cook something up. Goldner with a mega send to turn number 1, the 51 with another counter back. We're coming to halfway as these two are neck and tooth for this race lead.
Yeah, you talked about it, though. Here comes the 27, and they're running out of room now for these crossovers. So Shorty here, he's going to cut under, and all of a sudden here, Chad Griggs, he's going to find himself looking under Stephen Goldner. Goldner can't cut back under.
Yeah, advantage John Short for 2nd, but out Goldner. Does he throw the slider up on Griggs? He cannot, doesn't have the room to do so. So advantage 51 coming to 2 laps to go. Meanwhile, Dean Reynolds low and takes 3rd from Stephen Goldner. If that happened 1 year ago, I would have laughed.
Man, he entered in that middle lane just through a little short slider. Dean is on rails in that 79, and man, he's a changed man when you put a wing on him.
Did I say 1 year ago? I meant 2 years ago. I'm just messing with Stephen there. Isaac Salas, meanwhile, up to 4th past Stephen Goldner, but Salas on the wall, he loses the top wing. May have damaged the steering, so that 5's going to have to come from distance. And did someone just flip? Yes, they did. That's Short. The leader just flipped to the 51. Checkers just waved. Griggs with the win.
Oh, contact between him and Chad Griggs. Oh, man, going into 3.
Once this loop's over, we'll show you what happened.
And, when we look at this, Marty, I really don't think Chad's the man to blame here. He's got the lane in the bottom. He's not forced to enter the corner that early. He just holds his ground.
Nah, that's just hard racing.
Yeah, 2 guys fighting for the same spot. That's not an egregious move there by Griggs. That's just tough break.
Heat 3 brought to you by Maurer Farm Management. Steven Stewart on the pole in the 29. Next to him, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Row number 2, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. And the Bandy Boat Master, Jesse Bandy in the 49. Final row tonight, Barry Goldner in car 36 and Michael Todd in the 117. Jeff Barker checking in, saying hello. And of course, our big C2 CRL fan is, I guess we call Jason Butterfield our biggest fan because he's always watching these live streams, that's for sure.
Yeah, Butters and Grandpa Mark. Grandpa Mark tunes in quite often. Megan might be out there too. We can't forget about her. We can't get her mad at us.
Green flag, green flag.
Underway here for the final heat race of the night. Stewart immediately to the lead as we're 3 wide for second. Brandon Dittmer trying to find his way past both Bandy and Hitt. As Stewart leads the opening lap.
Bandy really put some trust in Dittmer there, throwing it. He pinched him down when he was in the middle 3 wide, and Dittmer did a good job of hanging on to that going into 3.
Well, we all know Dittmer races clean and with a lot of respect, that's for sure. Bandy throws the slider in on Jack Hitt up to second. Hitt tries to counter her back. Not a lot of room. Bandy had way too much yaw there. I think that was so he could let Hitt go for right now, but I don't think Bandy's going to give you-know-whats anymore. Underneath for second. Hitt tries to counter it back. The gentleman has P2 for right now, but everything doesn't look so gentlemanly for right now.
No kidding. Some of these holes he's sliding into, he must have lubed himself up here, but Bandy gets into the leader.
Everyone gets into it.
Oh, no.
Brandon Dittmer says, thank you very much. He looks up to the racing gods and says, thank you, and a save for Michael Todd. Oh, my goodness. The top 3 all got together.
Start racing that guy beside you, throwing these sliders. You forget about that guy out the front window, and Bandy just drove in a little hot and got into the back of Steven Stewart. Tough break.
Again, it was not getting too gentlemanly out there, that's for sure. Bandy forgot about Steven Stewart, that's for sure, and look at that accident.
And now coming through 3 and 4, white flag in the air. Dittmer, I mean, he'd have to really step on it here to give this thing away.
How about this? The Spider Monkey going to start inside of row number 2 tonight. 2.8 second lead on Michael Todd, and guess what? Ever since he's put on this new paint scheme, really good luck for him. Dittmer, your winner in Heat 3. Todd second, Stewart third, Goldner fourth, Hitt fifth, and Bandy sixth. Final feature coming up in just a moment on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Final moments underway here before our feature as we take a look at the times here. Stephen Goldner, the quickest at 13:21. Jesse Bandy second, 13:40. Dean Reynolds third, 13:41. Rick Mayne fourth, 13:42. Brandon Dittmer fifth at a 13:44.
Yeah, I absolutely love the gamesmanship between drivers. Stephen Goldner runs that fast time there by throwing a slider into 3 and 4. And do you think he once went back down to the bottom, or now he's going back down to the bottom for the first time in 3 and 4 just to make a little pass here? But you don't want to you don't want to show your hand. You don't want to let guys know where you're quick.
Absolutely. So John Short, after looking like he was going to have a front row spot, will have a last row spot tonight. So here we go for our feature. Appreciate you spending your Monday night with us. Here is tonight's RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Rick Mayne in the 187. Next to him, Chad Griggs in the 27. Row number 2, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. And the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in car 42. Row 3, Dean Reynolds in the 79. And Michael Todd in the 117. Row number 4, Randy Shreves of the 56, and Stephen Goldner in car number 30. Rounded out the top 10 tonight, Steven Stewart in the 29, and the salesman Blake Chapman in the 20. Row number 6, Isaac Salas, slide job of the 5, and Barry Goldner in the car number 36. Row 7, Jesse Atkins in the Pink Panther. He is in car number 127. Next to him, that is Bob DeGood in the 7. And row 8, Gentleman Jack in the 217. And the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Rest of the grid, you've got John Short, Jesse Bandy, and Terry Landis rounding out your 19-car lineup. Picks to win. Who do you got, Zach?
Man, he's in 11th, Marty. I want to do it so bad. Gosh. Man. I can't. I just can't do it. I got to go one row ahead of him. Or no, you know what? If I pick Blake too, I'm gonna have Mama Chapman mad at me. I'm not allowed to pick him anymore. So we're gonna take Chad Griggs in the 270. That's who we're gonna take.
You go Chad Griggs. Alrighty. I'm gonna go with, you know what? Why not? First ever Renegades win for Dean Reynolds. Why not?
I mean, dude, it's a matter of time. I mean, we've been watching that guy just plug away and consistently in that top 3, and
I swear,
all he needs
wheel.
is a little break.
It's that wheel. Alrighty, lights are out. Going green this time by for 35 laps around the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck makes the left-hand turn onto pit road. 19 cages of cold metal are set to duke at it. Final time tonight, it's time to shake and bake. Because where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Rick Mayne and Chad Griggs from coast to coast bring us to green. Showtime at Charlotte. Flatline Racing Bodies, green flag is out, 35 laps around the dirt track. Off the corner, Rick Mayne leads lap number 1, but he's got Chad Griggs right next to him. They're still wing to wing for the lead. 5 wide in turn number 1. Have you ever, Zach?
Not and seen them come out clean like that. I mean, wow, you could have ate off that. They came out that clean.
I cannot believe they just went 5 wide for third. Shreve slides up. There goes Tyler Wilson. There goes Dean Reynolds. And we've lost a bunch of them. The big one. And we weren't even 5 wide for that.
Yeah, and, you know, Marty, it's exactly what I said there. You know, it's going to be quick here for everyone to blame that 56, but, man, if you're that 42, I understand you got the big run, but, boy, it's lap 3, and you know he's coming up. You got to crack that throttle if you're in the 42 machine.
Let's go back to the start of this one. We're going to watch from the aerial shot. Again, I am not kidding when they went 5 wide.
Yeah, lap number 2, going into 1 and 2. They're 5 wide. It's unbelievable.
We'll stop it right here. Look at this. Look at this. 5 wide. I have goosebumps from that.
Yeah, I mean, and look at it too. They're all being respectful. I mean, with 5 wide, they're giving each other as much room as they possibly can too. Great job from those 5.
Cause of the yellow. Range to the title was 2 different wrecks. Dittmer caught Dino. Oh my goodness, and everyone is trying to scramble.
And, that's another one. Dittmer's going to feel a little bad about that. You see him coming up. That's kind of your responsibility as that second car in line. And I get being that aggressive here with 5 to go or something, but man, oh man, you got to take the chill pill here early on.
Couple of cars going airborne, one upside down. That was Randy Shreves.
All of a sudden, though, look who's on the outside of row number 2 here, Marty. Jeez, oh my gosh.
You got to be kidding me. Wow.
8 spots already. How? How did he do it?
The accident. I guess he was the first driver to dodge that major bullet.
Should have picked him.
Should have picked him. Chad Griggs back to green. Good restart from the 27 as he holds serve. Rick Main to second. Salas and Wilson battle for the 3rd spot. We'll see what the 42 can do here off the corner. Salas edges out the 42 for 3rd here, but Wilson throws in the slide job, gives Salas the line. Here comes, though, Jesse Exenwan to party. But we got another crash. Steven Goldner upside down. Brandon Dittmer also collected. Here's the look. Goldner, ooh, just touched with Terry Landis. Bandy also collected, and Dittmer comes in with a big hit.
Yeah, Terry gets a little loose on entry. Steven's definitely not expecting that left rear to step down a lane, and just a slight contact, and tough break for a lot of cars.
Was coming up to the outside, nowhere to go.
Yeah, now you got to think with that 83 being involved in 2 of them here early, that may be it for the Spider Monkey. So tough break here for Brandon Dittmer. But this 5, man, I'll tell you what, I know Gramps, he's got his hand in some popcorn somewhere watching his grandson climb up through the field. This is insane. 5 laps into the race, Isaac Salas already up into that podium spot. So, man, oh man, he's got a lot of time to go to work.
Could you perhaps say Galen's popcorn?
Yeah, I figured I'd let Blake do that later here, but he was involved in that one accident, so he's gonna have to fight his way on back up.
All right, here we come back to the green flag. Briggs and Main, your front row. We're going to watch this from the Chapman Racing drone. We're back underway. Salas now for 2nd on Rick Main. I don't know if that's really going to work off the corner. Unless he throws in the slide job, but up the hill he goes. He slot in front of Wilson and the 42 lefts. That may be the only time Wilson gives him some lane.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Wilson, he got caught earlier, didn't do that, and maybe learned his lesson. And now you see he got a chance to go back at him, right back by. You live to race another day. That's how it's done by the Macho Man.
Rick Main up at the wall for just a split second, and it's Chad Griggs leading. The Scott Thomason Racing 227 ride. Salas back underneath. Can he grab that bottom side of the podium? Not just yet. Head still 5th, and your biggest mover, he's one of your biggest movers, started 15th to 5th. But right now it currently belongs to Terry Landis from 19th to 8th. May lose it right here with the Blake Chapman pass. Ooh, hang on, Terry.
Well, I think he sees the writing on the wall. They're teammates, he sees Blake down low. He doesn't want to pinch him. He knows he's got a good run going. Let's just follow Blake up through the field.
Slide job for Salas. Up to 3rd goes the number 5. Wilson with an easy counter back. Salas can crisscross without question. Now here's what Salas is so good at. Making sure that the driver behind him can't throw the slider back in turns 1 and 2. But he lets Wilson have it that time.
And you see, cracks that throttle and drives right down the hill, Marty. These guys putting on a clinic.
11 laps in, the 5-lap average. Top 2, clearly the quickest cars on the racetrack right now. Here comes Jack Hitt as well. He wants to dance for 3rd. Look at this. While they've been racing for that spot, Chad Griggs and Rick Mayne 3 seconds in front of your 3rd place driver.
Yeah, they left Cinderella at the ball, man. They're in a hurry to get home, and those 2 teammates, if without a caution here, it's going to be tough to run those guys down.
Griggs had the top wing glitch after scraping the walls. That could make things possibly interesting. That gap remains the same in a half second. We got a trouble. Checking
Pink
for
Panther
who it
around.
is. Jesse Atkinson.
Yeah, he gets into it with Jeff Barker here and coming out of turn 2. And luckily, you see a lot of guys drive by that. No other guys involved. That could have been pretty bad.
Just caught Jeff Barker around with a 530. Wow, Jeff Barker, what a 360. And I don't even think he got damage in that accident, one bit.
Oh, yeah, good job of keeping it off the wall there and keeping her straight. I don't think he lost any spots in that either, as he did keep rolling. So gets to hold on to his spot.
Wait till you ride on board the Bruton Beast, folks. Never hit anything. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Now-
nice green flag run there, too, Marty. And we're not even halfway. Plenty of racing left,
Yeah.
man.
Now, when I call CRSA sprints action, sometimes we see those 360 saves. So it's kind of not surprising to me, but on iRacing, that is surprising. So, but in like a 305 sprint, it's so easy to do a 360 and get it back going. I've seen it so many times at like Land of Legends. So, 20 to go when we come back to green. Single file restarts for the rest of this one. It's still Chad Griggs, your race leader. Rick Mayne second, Tyler Wilson third, Isaac Salas fourth, and Jack Hitt round out your top 5. Griggs is the control car. Back to green.
Green flag, green flag.
Now, if you're this 42, man, you got to set that fishing line. You can't let these 2 get away again.
And how about the guy that's recovered back to 5th after the accident? The salesman trying to make some deals with some drivers. Past Jack Hitt, he goes to 5th. Oh, Tyler Wilson sideways, Salas through to 5th, and Chapman takes away 4th. The salesman may get the 2-for-1 discount possibly, and Salas is up on the wall. Blake Chapman is cooking on the bottom, Zach.
Yeah, he gets it done. Isaac doing himself no favors getting into that outside wall. He's got a big head of steam here, but Blake's got to send it in.
And he's so good at throwing slide jobs, just like Salas is. Blake Chapman through to P3 as we work lap 19. Ooh, Wilson nearly left her as the 5 as well.
Now, let's be honest. These guys behind kind of in a different class right now. Nice to see Blake be able to get around. We've got to go see if he can go hunt down these 2. I mean, Chad Griggs and Rick Mayne right now, man, they're in alien mode.
I don't see Blake anymore. Oh, I did. I think that was Isaac. That was in alien mode for just a moment. So Salas up back into 4th. Now Blake Chapman trying to catch your top 2 who are racing for the lead. 1.7 seconds back. Trouble. Wilson and Head get together. Oh, Jeff Barker with a wild barrel roll. Side over side. End over end.
When will it end?
Never end. Until there. Here's a look at what happened in the race for 4th. Check that the race for 5th. Wilson slide jobs. And oh, Wilson just got sideways and had nowhere to go. Oh, look at that wheel-to-wheel contact. And Barker is just on for the ride. Yikes almighty. Right on board the Bird to Beast. Entire level somersaults down the back straight. On board Jesse Atkinson. lifted. You saw Wilson flip as well, but he gets a good view of Jeff Barker right there. So while we wait to go back to the green, let's take a look at the schedule for the rest of the week. All races will be at Charlotte tomorrow night for retreads. That is at 7. That's at, just making sure, at 7 o'clock on Shaggy TV. Wednesday night Hometown Heroes at 7:45. And then our Thursday night Thunder with the Modifieds at 7. Next week for Monday Night Madness, we are at Lincoln Speedway. Don't want to miss out on that. That starts at 7 p.m. live on Coast to Coast Racing Network and Slide Job Racing Network. 14 to go. We're back to green. That yellow, Zach, I think that's what you wanted if you're Blake Chapman. But here comes Rick Main for the race lead. Trick or treat, Chad Griggs. You've got company at your house.
Yeah, those last couple laps there before the caution came out, I mean, Rick's been flirting with this middle line, and he was having some success, a little fight in the rear end a little bit coming off of 2, but you're seeing all that practice and plugging away paying off here as he may be the fastest car on the track right now.
How about Salas as well? Still fighting with Blake Chapman for the bottom step of the podium. Just unable to make the passes. Chapman is cleared. Now can try and go attack Rick Main. If we take a look at the last 5 laps, Main's been the better car from the looks of it. Look at Salas, though, for third. Fighting back on the salesman.
Yeah, he got that huge head of...
Oh,
the second place in the wall.
No one able to take advantage, though, because Chapman and Salas are dueling at it for that bottom step again. 3 wide behind them for 5th. Look at Steven Stewart. Where'd he come from? Same with Jesse Bandy. They just came out of nowhere. Oh, what a mega send from Stewart.
Off the top rope, Marty.
Trying to throw a superplex at both of them. Chapman through to 3rd. Meanwhile, for Chad Griggs, it's a half-second lead with 8 laps to go. And let's remember, he's the Rebels champion. It's his first year of sprint car racing with the Renegades. And he's 7 laps away from his first ever win. He got 2nd earlier this year at Oswego on September 9th. Still watching the race for 3rd as Hit kisses the wall. Salas trying everything up high, but I think that high side's running out of real estate.
Yeah, he's one of the only guys being able to find grip up there, though. Is he's to the high side on Blake. Blake is really struggling right now. As soon as he got up into 3rd, he's kind of lost the handling on that 20.
That slide job's what Blake had to do to make sure he still had 3rd secure, but Salas fights back. Steven Stewart even tries to fight back as well. Wing to wing off the corner between the 5 and the 20. Salas sends it deep with a slide job through to 3rd. 4 laps to go.
Isaac is just doing such a great job on that high side. We've seen him get into the wall a couple times, but nothing tough enough to break that right front as Jack hits in the wall through 3 and 4, but he gets out.
3 laps to go. Griggs looking for Renegade win number 1. Rick Main looking for Renegade win number 2. 0.4 of a second separate the top 2. Griggs gets a little bit tight. Could help out Main possibly. 2 sticks up, 2 to go. Main with a big send. Doesn't want to do what he did at Lucas Oil a couple weeks ago, though.
If Chad Griggs loses this rear end again coming out of 4, he keeps making that mistake, man. Rick Main may be able to get this thing, but white flag final time. 1
mistake is all it's going to take, and Chad Griggs will get the win. Here they come through turns number 3 and 4. Main with 1 final set, can't get there. First time Renegade winner, Chad Griggs does it at Charlotte. That is awesome. Main 2nd, Salas 3rd, Stewart 4th, Chapman 5th, and Jesse Bandy up 12 spots to 6th. What a battle to the end between the top 2. And look at Main, giving Griggs some good signs of sportsmanship. I think Griggs may have actually run out of fuel.
Man, talk about having it perfect there. They're really pushing it to the edge. But I'll tell you what, Blake's mom here, Mrs. Chapman, I think you're going to want me to pick your son now. I went 3 for 3 tonight, so I earned the trust back.
Top 3 will pose for a photo. Fun race to watch tonight, that's for sure. Let's take a look at your top 10 on your screen. Probably the heartbreak tonight, Tyler Wilson. A bunch of them that were involved in that big accident. All right, we got your top 3. Let's begin with Isaac Salas, who had a fun race for third with Blake Chapman there at the end. Isaac, how were you able to hold off Blake there?
Yeah, that was basically all I had. If I'm if I'm being honest, definitely a whole nother round with these guys. These guys are even faster than I imagine you can go. So it's pretty cool, huh? P3.
Yeah, I'll
It's
tell
close
you
to a
what.
triple crown. I feel like.
Yeah, you gave them a fight, that's for sure. I mean, obviously the top 2 were the best cars all night, but you gave them a really good fight.
Yeah, I mean, no, if you count a fight being me 1 second back, but I mean, I'd like to say that I kind of stayed with them a little bit, so that's pretty sweet. Stayed with Blake of all people, so I can't complain there.
Well, hey, regardless of that, a great run all night long. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, thanks, Marty. Appreciate it. Yeah, big shout out to Venom Racing. It's good to see Butter still cheering me on. Dean in the Super Dirt Car Series. Sorry, I'm out of breath, man. Magnum Race Designs, Tommy Gun Customs, JRB Designs, Arson Trackside, Mission 22, Top Notch Trucking, Shaggy TV, Regency Home Inspections. Thanks to my Gramps. I see you out there cheering me on as well, so thank you, Gramps. Mom, Dad, Kelsey. I'm pretty sure Kelsey just got home actually, so that's pretty sweet too. And didn't have to pick her up tonight. So, but other than that, good runs to Mr. Chad and Rick and to Blake. It was fun to battle with Blake, so it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely it was, man. Great job tonight. All the best. Best
Awesome.
of luck Thursday, all right?
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And I think Solace will be the favorites for Thursday night small block and big block action without question. So let's go to our second place finisher, Rick Main. Zach, we'll let you take this one.
Well, Rick, Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, loud and clear, brother.
Well, not to pour salt in the wound here, Rick, but I'm sure you know it, man. Coming out of 3 and 4, 10 to go, you get in that wall a little bit, man. If not for that, boy, oh boy, you had a piece under you tonight.
Yeah, I let Chad get around me early. I was too nice and I didn't slide up, and I left him a lane up there, thinking I was carrying enough speed, and I hit everything probably but a fast lap that race trying to catch him.
Well, I mean, when you're running second, you guys, first off, let's just touch on this. You guys' ability is insane. I mean, when you and Chad are going at it like that, and you guys have a 3-second lead, I mean, what does it take? Is it a setup? Or are you mastering the throttle control? I mean, what is the deal here, Rick?
I'll be honest, my boy Stolzy, with Team Inferno, I've probably ran 500 laps at Charlotte, Lincoln, all these tracks trying to get better, and it's trying to enter on the cushion, and he's always yelling at me. If I can tell everybody anything, it's commit, commit, commit. I was running wide open, and I never ran wide open around the cushion here. Never. Trying to catch Griggs. So commitment, baby. We all struggle with it.
Yeah, man, dude, you can see the commitment. I mean, it pays off. The amount of time you put in, it really shows. Great run here, Rick. If this is a 36 lapper, maybe we're talking to you at the end here. But just coming up a couple lap shorts, man. Great run. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank all my boys at Inferno. Seriously, without them, I wouldn't be where I am. Highline Cinematography, Dylan's taking some sick pictures of us again. And I should have it on the car finally. We made the switch to Speed Factory, and I wasn't lying to the boys. I'm on last season's sets. I ran last season's set last night at Lincoln and pulled up in third, and here at second. And I mean, these sets are just eating these cars alive. They're money, man.
Yeah, well, man, it showed. Congratulations, Rick. Great run, man. Hopefully we get a lot more of these, but maybe you're talking to Marty instead of me, man. What do you say?
Hey, man, I hope so. I shouldn't have been so nice on that start, man.
So Rick Main finishing second here tonight. Now we go to victory lane. We got a first-time Renegades winner, Chad Griggs. Chad, we had a feeling that this was going to be coming sometimes, man. And you finally got it. How does this feel?
Oh, I don't know, tainted. The first thing that I would like to do is in my heat race would be if there's any blame for me to have on that incident with John Short, I guess I'll take the blame. But in my own mind, I ran that corner and I was going to enter 3 in the middle, and I don't know if that was my fault or whether John figured because I was right beside him on his inside that I was just automatically going to dive down to the bottom. But I didn't do anything that I didn't plan to do on entry into 3, but it affected him and effectively took him out of a race that he could have won. Who knows? But I apologize for that. It just seems like, I don't know, so many weeks here, the last few weeks I've been either caught up in somebody else's stuff or I've been the cause of stuff, and it's just been really rough the last few weeks. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it feels kind of tainted from that. But I'm happy, and also thanks to Rick for pushing me back around because I literally ran out of fuel right before I got to the checkered flag.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was when Rick gave you a good sign of sportsmanship there. So we did watch that replay. That looked to be a hard racing deal. We don't think that there was anything egregious between you two. So, but hey, talk to me about this race car though in this feature. Rick Main was like the only guy that could challenge you, and it just seemed like if there was just one mistake, Main would catch up to you.
Yeah, I got pretty comfortable up there running the top or some fashion of the top, and I got to where I could put a little gap on Rick, and then there later in the race I started kind of watching if I could get a second and glimpse what he was doing, and he was kind of flirting around down in the middle, and so we had that caution there later in the race, and I was like, I better go down there and protect because he's getting enough steam off there that if I leave that open for him and stay up top, he's probably going to get enough momentum to come up and slide me. But yeah, it was a good race, fun race. Glad to finally get the monkey off my back because it's been a pretty rough 6 weeks or whatever we've had here.
Yeah, man. You definitely deserve it, that's for sure. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Thank you guys for the broadcast, Roger for the league, and Scott Thomason Racing, my guys there, Josh Whiteman for my paints. That's about it.
Well, enjoy this one, man. Congratulations. Well-deserved. Great job, Chad.
Thank you, man.
Chad Griggs, first-time Renegades winner here tonight, holding off Rick Main in the final laps to get it done. Man, oh man, what a night of racing we had here at Charlotte. That for sure did not disappoint. Zach, final thoughts here.
Man, this is one of the best nights I've had in a while. I found myself back on the podium. Gretchen messaged me I'm allowed to pick Blake again. I mean, what more can I ask for? What a great start to the week here, coast to coast. There's going to be a lot of good racing here the rest of the week. And, man, I'm really looking forward to it, Marty.
Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. Thanks for joining us here on this Monday night. I will talk to you all on Thursday night for Thursday Night Thunder with the Modifieds. I'm back around with the Coast to Coast Racing League, the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and his great crew of admins. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Zach Chapman, Marty Sakala saying so long. Your winners tonight, Isaac Salas and Chad Griggs. So long, everyone. And we're out.